Hello soul searchers, and welcome back to my channel where we use tarot to gain better insight into ourselves and the world around us. So as you can see, we are back with another pick a story. If you're familiar with pick a cards here on YouTube, this is kind of similar but not exactly. Basically, you have 3 cards. Everybody today will have the exact same cards, but there are different stories, different interpretations for each group. So timestamps for each story will be in the description box. When you're ready, just feel free to go there. But before we get into that, here are your charms. So story 1, you have this beautiful feather. This is a feather that I found myself a while ago. Group 2, you have a leaf. I don't know what kind of tree this leaf is from, but also picked by me a while ago. And then group 3, you also have a feather, but your feather looks a little different from the first one. Alright, so those are the charms. And before I even just sit here and let you guys meditate with this image, let's go ahead and flip over the cards all together. In the first pick a story I did, I think I already had the cards flipped over and everything, but I really kind of wanted to do a reveal while we were all here. So let's go ahead and do it. I'm also being guided to do something I haven't done in a while. Alright, and I'm going to do a quick cleansing spray. Spiritual team is for the highest good of everyone here. Thank you for the messages that are going to come through. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to interpret these messages for the highest good of all. Thank you for keeping us protected, guided, and loved. For all these things, I just want to say thank you and ashe. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip over these cards. And I think I forgot to mention the tarot deck that I'm using today is the Native American Tarot, which was quickly becoming my favorite about a year ago, and then y'all know I ended up with job number 2 and everything kind of got pushed to the side, including my spiritual practice. So I'm really happy to be getting back into it. But let's just go ahead and flip over these cards. Okay, so we have Chief of Pipes. What's so funny is one of the first videos I did, I think it's in the Where Tarot Takes a Breath series, but one of the first videos I did was actually with this specific card. So it's almost like full circle. I love that. Anyway, we have Chief of Pipes, which is also kind of known as the King of Wands. And then Death. Ooh. And then Justice. A lot of very big energy here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have, what is this? I think this is the 9 of Pipes. Yeah, sorry. The pipes and the blades look kind of similar to me, and y'all know I'm low-key blind, so yeah, this is the 9 of Pipes, also known as the 9 of Wands, and it says Defiance. Sorry, these are the cards that everyone will have, so just feel free to take a little bit of time here, choose your story, and I will meet you guys over at your story. Hello, Group 1, Story 1, my lovely Big Feather Tribe. So this is going to be a reading. We have Chief of Pipes, Death, Justice, and then 9 of Wands on the bottom. This is very clearly saying to me that some of you guys are in positions of power, or if you're not there yet, you're meant to be there. And actually, I'm being told those are 2 separate stories. So I'm going to read first for the people who are already in a position of authority. because that's the Chief of Pipes. That's King of Wands energy, is very authoritative. This is the guy who knows how to delegate, has a lot of energy, has a big vision, but obviously can't do everything. And so he has the vision and also the know-how to delegate tasks to the appropriate person or appropriate people, the appropriate group. This can be within any sector. This could be at work. This could be within your own household. So just take it as it resonates, but you are in some position of authority somewhere. The challenge being death is really interesting to me. Because with justice following it up, it feels like there's something that's about to come to an end with this specific position of authority. So like if you're kind of the authority figure within your household, you might be getting a divorce. As always, only take this if it resonates. But with death being in the middle and also being the challenge, there's something coming to an end and you might not have been prepared for it or have wanted it. Death can be like a very beautiful energy. It can be healing, because it can also talk about transformation, like self-transformation. I'm not really getting that with you guys. Something about this death is very external and not something that you necessarily asked for or wanted to happen. So again, like I said, if you hold authority within your household, then that's where you'll see this happening. If you hold authority within a job, then maybe you'll see, that the company starts laying people off and you end up getting laid off, or maybe you just get fired. But this death, it does not feel expected or wanted, desired at all. And wherever it's coming, it is coming where you have the authority or where you feel like you have a say. So I'm very sorry because we're starting off really heavy and I kind of wasn't prepared. Because at first I was seeing 2 stories. But anyway, I'm sorry. That started off really heavy. With justice here, rounding out the reading, that's basically just letting me know that whatever is ending, it's for your highest good. These 2 together are almost giving me tower energy, except tower is like unexpected chaos, and between these 2, death and justice, it doesn't feel super chaotic. Like it may be unexpected, but probably because you are this Chief of Pipes, it's like you know how to do things in an organized manner. Even if you're not expecting to get fired, like you've had savings stored for a while. Or even if you're not expecting to get divorced, you've had your savings there. Like it's whatever it is that's ending, it's unexpected, but you're also prepared for it, is kind of what I'm getting. And so this justice here is, number one, saying that that you are prepared for it, you're ready for it. It's also for your highest good in the sense that it's going to get you more aligned to your truth. So like if this is a job where you're in a position of authority, it may be that you're good at it, but you're not really passionate about it. And so, you've probably been plotting and planning the entire time on a way to get out of that position. And it's not like it's not like getting fired from this job would be the worst thing, but you do have a plan for when you would rather leave, and maybe it's happening sooner than you expected. But justice is basically saying that whatever's ending, it's happening for your highest good, to get you more in alignment with your truth and with what's actually for you, with what's actually fair. Justice is also telling me that if there's something unfair here, that it will be balanced out in your favor. So again, you've been doing your job right. Maybe you're fired without cause, and some states are at-will states, but maybe they try to say that you didn't do your job or something like that. It's like the truth will work in your favor. Like, something will be balanced out. If this is a partner that's trying to get a divorce and maybe they're trying to really slander your name so that they don't have to pay alimony or some shit. I don't really know how that works. This is just an example. But if that's the case, again, truth will work in your favor because you've been upstanding this entire time as this chief of pipes. Nine of Wands at the bottom just does say to like be protected, be on guard, be ready. And I kind of feel like you guys are already like that. Like, the first message that I got with these two was that you're prepared for it. Even if this is unexpected, it's maybe before when you would have wanted it to happen, you're still prepared for it. So yeah, if anybody's lying on your name, trying to cause chaos for you, it's gonna work out in your favor. So keep your karma good as well, story one, because especially with these two big energies, like half of your reading is major arcana. So that lets me know that there are big forces in the background working on your behalf. I'm absolutely getting Santa Muerte, who's been coming up a lot for me recently with this death card. Just different deities, ancestors, like whoever's on your spiritual team, whoever you pray to, believe in, they're really working on your behalf as well. So make sure you keep your karma good because they're handling your lightweight. You don't have to get your hands dirty. So with that being said, also with justice rounding out your reading, there's definitely a need to be honest and truthful. Yeah, just be honest and true. If maybe you weren't the perfect employee, you could say, yeah, but I was also never written up for that. Like, I was also we never had a verbal discussion. Like, I thought that behavior was okay. No one ever said otherwise. And suddenly I'm being fired out of the blue. Just an example, but it's like, just be as honest as possible, because whoever's being the most honest is the one who's gonna win in this situation. Some of you guys, because you have been this chief of pipes and you've probably been this authority figure for quite some time, it kind of feels like it's been a while. I also want to say too, with this justice card, that some of you guys are being brought into alignment with similar positions or opportunities where you can still do that work, but it's not as heavy. So like, maybe instead of being the sole manager at a store, you're one of like 3 managers. Or maybe instead of being a manager, you end up being part of a board, because this justice card features a council. And I did read the guidebook for all of these cards before I started recording. So yeah, that part really stuck out to me, is that this is a council, in the way that Native Americans would basically try to like mediate different tensions and issues. It wasn't like the chief would just put his fist down and this is how we're doing it. No, he would consult other chiefs, shamans, like whoever was probably going to be the most knowledgeable about the issue. He would consult the entire group, and then they would kind of figure out how to proceed from there. Not the entire group, specifically the elders. And so that's what I'm getting as well. Whatever weight you've been carrying, you're still going to have your authority or whatever, but it's going to be shared burden instead of all of the weight of the position being placed on you. Story 1, that is all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope this message helped, resonated in some sort of way. You guys got this. Please do not worry. And again, only take it if it resonates. It's very possible that you chose the wrong story, because at the very beginning, I was kind of getting 2 different stories in this one pile. So if this didn't resonate at all, feel free to choose another one. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. See you later. Also, I should note, so sorry. I should note, I was seeing 1133 on the camera, so that may be a relevant number, as well as 444. I'm seeing that too. So yeah, That's all I have for you guys. I will see y'all in my next reading. See you later, group 1. Hello, story 2. You guys chose the leaf, so let's go ahead and get into your story. So, the way your Chief of Pipes is reading is a little different from how King of Wands is normally seen. So what I get with you guys is either you're in a position of authority, but it's not super obvious to you, or you're not in a position of authority and you're meant to be. So, I'm also noticing how this Chief of Pipes is solitary. So some of you guys, you know, when it comes to leaders, we're taught that we are supposed to lead people, whether that's, you know, as a spiritual leader, political leader. Like, the whole point of leading is that there are people following. And your leadership is very solitary. It's very self-enforced. I don't think that's the right word. That's not what I'm trying to say. Basically, your leadership, your authority is all about self. It's all about having autonomy over yourself, being able to choose what you want to do with your day, like really just having freedom, like financial freedom, freedom of choice, things like that. So it's a lot less for you about leading other people than it is about just being able to have authority over yourself and your life and where it goes. I'm seeing 141 on the camera. So for story 2, you guys who are basically solitary self-leaders, I'm also getting self-starting. Like, you guys probably are very ambitious for yourselves. You don't really wait for assistance or even ask for assistance. You're just going to get it done because you don't like waiting on people. I don't know why that just came through, but you do not like having to wait on people, having to compromise your vision. Like, you're very solitary and you have authority over yourself. I'm seeing 222 on the camera. Y'all might not like this, but with this death card in the middle, that is meant to change. That is 1000% meant to change. And it may be challenging because it will require a different version of you. It's going to require a version of you that may be a bit more compromising with other people. Maybe you have to be a bit more curt is the word that just came through. Maybe you have to be a bit more curt, more blunt, more direct with people than you're used to being. There's some sort of change that you're going to have on like a very deep level with this death card here. But you're definitely absolutely being guided in that direction because this last card is justice. And this card features like a council of elders all joined together to basically try to resolve some sort of issue. And even though like the message of this card is more communal, it's more like having a group resolution, I'm not actually getting that from this image with your reading. Even though you don't want to be a more traditional leader that has to like try to manage other people and delegate stuff to other people, there's something about you that's just being called to that on a deep spiritual level. Like, it's meant for you, especially with these two rounding out your reading, death and justice. Like, it's meant for you to be in that position. And probably what I'm getting is that you would be perfect for it because you don't want it. You're not interested in that. You're not interested in saying that you own a company of 100 people or 1,000 people, or you're the CEO of a corporation, of a Forbes 500 corporation. Like, you're not interested in none of that. I'm seeing 505 on the camera. But that's exactly why you're so perfect for it, because you really don't have any of the ego-driven tendencies that tend to sabotage people in those positions. You really just care about your peace. That's kind of what I get with this Chief of Pipes, which is why you also care about having authority over your own life and being able to direct or guide the direction of it. So you really just care about your own peace, but there's something fundamentally happening. And it feels like part of it is gonna have to happen internally, like those deep changes that I was talking about, where you might have to learn how to communicate differently, or you're gonna have to learn how to show up a little differently in order to be able to meet this version of you. But it also feels like there's something externally happening too. Like with these two big energies, when you get major arcana like that, it's talking about big energy on multiple levels. So I'm almost getting like a domino effect. Like there's something happening that you're not even paying attention to over here. But there's something happening in your sphere, something happening in your community, maybe even at the job you work at. And it's going to propel you into a position of traditional leadership. You may say you don't want it, but prepare for it. Also, be on your guard with this Nine of Wands at the bottom, because you guys, story 2, you're kind of going to be given an opportunity that a lot of people want, but you're going to be given it because you're actually the better fit for it. So even though you're not checking for it, you're kind of going to have people, I don't want to say hating, but they're definitely going to be like potentially trying to, start work drama or just sabotage it in some sort of way, slander your name, something like that. People may try to get you out of character. So just make sure you're protecting your energy at this time, because there's like a lot happening behind the scenes that you are the last to know. You're over here minding your business, but there's a lot with these other 3 cards. And I kind of feel like even the fact that you're ignorant about this is a form of protection. Like ignorance is bliss, So it's nothing to be worried about necessarily, but just do notice if people just start trying to nitpick and things like that. It's happening for a reason, and that will become very clear to you. Some of you guys have probably already experienced this too. I am feeling that pretty distinctly. Yeah, some of you guys have already dealt with some work drama, and if that's the case, I'm not even sure that this opportunity was available at that time, but people have been peeping your work ethic. They've been peeping how good you are at everything. They've been recognizing that you're kind of the go-to. When no one else knows, they'll try you. And even if you don't know, you know exactly who to get them over to. Like, people have been noticing. Even if they haven't been paying you like they're noticing, even if they haven't been praising you, they've been noticing how good you are. And so I saw 959 on the camera, and I'm also seeing 456 on my phone. So yeah, this is very progressive. It's a very good thing that's happening for you. It does come with some slight conflict and pettiness, but you're just gonna fly right above that. It's interesting that you're the one pile that doesn't have a feather, and I just said you're gonna fly right above it. But literally, yeah, you are. With this death card too, I did say that some deep transformation would be needed, as far as like how you communicate with others, how you deal with others. You might also, in order to tap into the energy that's needed, you might notice yourself doing more shadow work, or maybe going to therapy to unpack some stuff. Maybe you realize that the way you communicate is very people pleasing, and like you know, it's just like, sure, I'll do that for you, or sure, I'll take this on, when really you should be advocating, like, yeah, I'd love to help you with your presentation. Can also help you present it. Like, you know, like you should also be advocating to be seen and recognized for your work. So, some of you guys might end up doing like some spiritual work or shadow work or therapy just to kind of unpack the behavior that's holding you back so that you can become whatever you need to be to fill this position. So, whatever, whatever it is, it's definitely for your highest good. I feel like you're gonna really end up enjoying it, but no buts, actually. I feel like you're really gonna end up enjoying it. Something did just come through about like training programs. So I don't know, some of you guys might be in college and preparing to intern or get a mentor or something like that. Some of you guys might be at a job that actually offers training programs for like public speaking or something like that. Definitely take that. Definitely take that opportunity, especially if it's no charge to you. Take that opportunity. If you can. I do understand the need for money, so having to do stuff for free just might not be it right now. But if you can, take the opportunity to learn the skills that are really going to help you get to this justice level leadership. Some of you guys might actually be meant to be a judge. I'm getting very career related things with you guys. With story one, it was like multiple different scenarios, but with you guys specifically, this definitely feels like work and career. So yeah, I'm getting like judges, law enforcement. Some of you guys might be in law school. But even if none of that resonates, it's just you're getting this opportunity because you're fair. You've probably seen like a lot of favoritism within your workplace or within your school or whatever, and you don't have any of those socio-political ties to people, so there's something about you that just comes off as very balanced and very fair. You also know how to maintain your peace. So the drama just kind of flies by you, like you're not looking at it, you're not exacerbating it by talking about it. So yeah, there's something, whatever's going on, it's meant for you. It's a good thing for pretty much everybody, in yourself included. So don't self-sabotage that. I don't really get that you would. I feel like this is literally going to come out of nowhere for you. But yeah, don't be scared. Story 2. That's what it is. I said self-sabotage. It's fear. Don't let fear get in the way of this opportunity. You are more than capable of being this sort of traditional leader. But you have enough innovation to also do something better than be a traditional leader. I'm seeing 1434 on the camera. So yeah, story 2. I think that's all I have for you guys. Yes, that is all I have. Very beautiful reading, very positive. I'm excited for y'all. So y'all let me know how this resonates, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, I will see you later, story 2. Hello, soul searchers, and welcome, hello, story 3, and welcome to you guys' reading. So I'm just going to start off by saying that y'all are my spiritually tuned in, spiritually tapped in group. I am getting so many things. Necromancy, which is the art of talking to the dead. Death doulas. Shamans. Basically, your chief of pipes, your leadership, your authority, it shows up somewhere in the spiritual sector. Shit, I ain't even got my phone on me right now. I'm just gonna say it. Some of you guys may do substances. Chief of Pipes is definitely giving like You guys may use substances to get spiritually tapped in, like you may do that instead of meditate. No judgment here, that's just confirmation for someone. Chief of Pipes, this is coming through quite literally. Is that you may use substances to get into or heighten your spiritual experiences, your spiritual trances or whatever. And that's kind of why I'm getting like shaman or medicine man, medicine woman. Definitely something in the spiritual sector. But it's also something that has to do with death, with people who have died or people who are dying. And that's kind of why the death doula came up. But I'm also getting like you guys may not have tapped into this specific skill just yet. Like, you might be very spiritual. You may know how to do readings or divinations for yourself. You may have clairvoyance or something like that. But this particular skill, I don't know if you've actually tapped into yet. I just got Ghost Whisperer, so some of you guys definitely might start seeing the dead. Don't let that scare you. And of course, you have free will. So if that's something that you are not at all interested in, talk to your guides, talk to God, talk to the universe, whoever it is that you talk to, and just let them know, like, hey, keep my blinders on, please. I don't want to see that. But so it would really be I'm not going to say that because I don't want to make you feel bad, but you're naturally inclined and attuned to be able to deal with the dead. You might notice that people often come to you for comfort when they're grieving, even if you're not necessarily that close to them necessarily. I just got Walking Dead, so some of you guys might actually be very into creepy stuff, and this is kind of like right up your alley. 3, 4, 5 on the camera. As soon as I got to this death card, things just got very quiet. Like, your messages, they were kind of just flowing and flowing, and then we got to death and it just got very quiet. I know a lot of like shamans, medicine people, like our ancestors, they would dance, do a lot of drumming, a lot of music to kind of get into a trance state. And for you, I almost feel like just sitting outside somewhere and then maybe smoking your pipe or your joint, whatever it is you do. And if you don't do nothing, that's fine too. But just sitting outside in the silence might actually be the way that you tap into this particular skill. I'm kind of getting meditation, but not even focused meditation where you chant or anything like that. It's just like getting into a flow state outside in a peaceful state is what would specifically help you to tap into this skill that you have with the dead. And the whole reason for this skill is to basically help balance or level things out. And this could look a few different ways, and also the way that you guys are dealing with death is different for each of you. So it's kind of hard for me to say exactly what that means, but let's just say you're a death doula. You're helping people prepare for their deaths, making sure their wills are in order, making sure they're in a good place emotionally. So if that's what you do, if that's how you choose to use this skill, that's literally helping balance out at least one soul that now, they don't have unfinished business. Something about you as well is very balancing and calming. So something about you as well is very balancing and calming. I'm seeing 616 on the camera. So it's like you're the energy that people do want to be around when they're dying, because there's no panic, there's no what's on the other side. Like, people would just feel comfortable going to the other side with you holding their hand. Jesus, that's so deep. 636 on the camera. Yeah, there's something about your energy that just feels very safe. And so, yeah, so like if you're a death doula, that's how you would kind of help balance things out a little bit more, because whatever your religious or spiritual beliefs, there a lot of religious traditions do believe in like ghosts and, you know, the idea that souls can have unfinished business. And so the fact that you're there to make sure they move on peacefully and peaceably, without leaving unfinished business, is just beautiful. I'm actually being reminded of an episode of Ghost Whisperer, which I know I mentioned earlier, but okay, I saw 707 as well as 717 on the camera. Numbers are going to be super big for you. What was I finna say? This episode of Ghost Whisperer that's coming to mind, this particular ghost had left something really important. Can't remember if it was money or like a gold piece of jewelry that had a lot of value. It was something to do with money. And his wife, who was still living, couldn't find it. And so the ghost whisperer basically had to find his wife so that she could let her know where to find this thing and get her money. 757 on the camera. So, yeah, that's a form of unfinished business that if they had had the death doula that you're gonna be, it wouldn't have even made it to the other side and forced that soul to become a ghost. Like, it would have just been handled to begin with. So there's something about the way you interact with death that's very balancing. It helps balance out, it helps literally balance out the scale so that the energy can start flowing again the way it's supposed to, instead of getting stuck here. And that also kind of ties into necromancy. So that's basically what the ghost whisperer does, communicating with the dead. She does it like clairvoyantly, clairaudiently. Like, she basically interacts with them the way you interact with an everyday person. It's not through cards or anything like that. But however you interact with the dead, again, it's just going to help balance things out. Help wrap up some unfinished business for sure. And then I'm not going to focus too much on this card on the bottom of the deck. It's the 9 of Wands. Well, 9 of Pipes in this deck. And that talks all about protection. In the spiritual community, especially in regards to what I'm talking about here, we hear a lot about that. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But, you know, just make sure you're spiritually protected, however you choose to do that. Whatever resonates most for you. I just saw 959 on the camera. And this word defiance is really sticking out to me for you guys. So there's also something about like your conditioning, like getting out of any programming, any societal or religious conditioning you may have had. Like, really be defiant about what beliefs actually don't serve you or resonate with you. Like I said, you guys are very balanced, very fair, I think. But there's something about you guys kind of needing to maybe get into your solar plexus a bit more with this defiance card here, and really shunning anything that demonizes what you guys are about to be doing. So also cleansing work could be helpful too. So cleansing, protection work, and then just kind of unpacking any societal or religious programming that's not going to serve you in the work you're being called to do. And as I always say, this is supposed to feel like confirmation. It's supposed to resonate for you somehow. So if this feels like totally new information, maybe just store it away, see if it comes back up somewhere else. But only take this if it resonates. But you guys are definitely meant to be doing something very deep. very deep, very important. And so it is necessary that you kind of throw off the shackles of dogma and really kind of get your own information. I'm getting that phrase, there's universal, damn it, what's it called? There's universal something gnosis, and then there's personal gnosis. Basically getting your own personal knowledge of how things work within this sector. Because you are meant to be an authority there. You're like naturally gifted to be an authority in this field. So story 3, that is all I'm seeing for you guys, as if that wasn't enough. I hope this message helped and resonates with you guys in some sort of way. If so, feel free to let me know down below if you wish. But either way, I will definitely see you guys in my next video. See you later, story 3.